This is Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for the week of May 20th, 2024. Welcome to Short Attention Span Theater. The mood, the vibe, the energy, our focus, all are becoming more and more flexible, fast, not so furious, light, changeable. We are moving from a pileup of influences in the earthly, resource-focused sign of Taurus to a sudden preponderance of influences in Gemini. Fast-moving, verbally facile, very flexible, very changeable, quite the trickster Gemini. This happens as the week begins. The sun moves into the sign of Gemini on the 20th. Venus follows. Venus affecting our social mode, how we interact with each other, and making us all really inclined to get up off the sofa and actually interact with each other a lot. This is gal pal territory, gangs of friends going out and doing things, lighthearted, joking, nobody tying anybody down, keeping options open, running in multiple directions, changing course, changing personalities even, multitasking, doing many things. And then on the 25th, Jupiter joins the Gemini party. Jupiter, the beneficent, the expansive, the indulgent, moves into Gemini on May 25th. For the first time in 12 years, he'll be there into June of 2025. And this trio is stirring flexibility and a lot of noise. And when Jupiter gets there, expansive optimism, bright skies, sunniness, like, wow, we can laugh at things again. Except when each of these bodies moves into Gemini, the first aspect that each of them makes is to Pluto in Aquarius. So there is a focusing, uncommon for Gemini, a focusing, a paring back, a stripping down, a moment of pointing the filter or the funnel for all of this information and communication flow, pointing it toward technology, that's Aquarius, pointing it toward the future, towards collectives, toward community, toward, again, the future, where we see our lives going. So possibly pulling out some of the trivia, separating some of the wheat from the chaff, as they say, possibly reminding us with each shift, the sun, then Venus, then next week, Jupiter, reminding us of the stakes of our lives or what's at stake in the information flow, reminding us of what is fundamentally most important, and unfortunately, also possibly infecting the communication flow with some of our darkest fears, worries, secrets, stuff that's lurking deep within us and in all kinds of hiding places in the world. So there could be exposure, all right? There could be stuff coming out into the open. So here's the process. The sun moves into Gemini on the 20th, and on the 22nd, it has this focusing, streamlining, stripping down moment with Pluto, which will be very personal. You'll get a glimpse of all kinds of stuff that perhaps you have not wanted to acknowledge. There's also, with this, the empowerment of Pluto, the ability to step into your own truth and just adopt it and operate from a position of your own power. On the 24th, Venus moves into Gemini, and on the 25th, she has this trine to Pluto. Something monumental will happen in your relationships, in what you actually desire, what you even want to put your mind to. And also on the 25th, Jupiter makes the shift into Gemini. And by the way, if you're not on my mailing list, this is the time to sign up, because you get a quick reference guide to Jupiter in Gemini as a download when you do. There are, of course, other things happening this week. Before Venus makes her way into Gemini, she meets with Jupiter, the two most indulgent influences in the sky, in the sign that wants things real and tangible. Venus meeting Jupiter in Taurus on the 23rd. This is having your cake and eating it too, seemingly a paradox, because Venus is also in an opportunity aspect or a sextile with her companion in creativity and love, Neptune. This convergence isn't just give me what I want here on Earth, but has the possibility of involving grace, higher love, massive inspiration. This is absolutely tremendous for creating something that is both inspired and real and probably fruitful and profitable. Her links to Jupiter and Neptune coincide with the Sagittarius full moon, which is also making an out of sign contact with Neptune. And it's ruled by Jupiter, which is hanging out with Venus, all of which means that whatever we're seeing locking into place in our lives, whatever our desires are newly honed desires, because Venus and Jupiter have both recently had revelatory and awakening and liberating moments with Uranus. And all this plays into and fuels the dramas and the releases of the Sagittarius full moon. It has a relationship with Pluto that enables us to let go of, walk away from, drop beliefs or prejudices or ways of looking at situations that have been hemming us in. Sagittarius is all about expanding, freedom, letting your mind go as far as it can, and, if possible, your physical body as well. The full moon invites and facilitates dropping some, let's say, ideological baggage to make your journey through Gemini and through the next year with Jupiter lighter, freer, more flexible, more adaptable. Jupiter's link to Neptune immediately after the full moon offers the possibility of tremendous compassion and understanding, but also tremendous escapism and unhooking from reality. So be on the lookout for who around you, what around you occupies the same reality you're in, and who and what do not. Quite the kickoff for Jupiter's next year and our next year as well. Homing thought of the week: don't sweat the small stuff. Song of the week: Laughing Gnome by David Bowie, and I got a second one, Break My Stride by Matthew Wilder. And the image of the week is a really long text thread with a large bunch of friends. You'll learn more about this in my forecast for the Sagittarius full moon, which is up at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can book a session with me and sign up for my mailing list and get a Jupiter in Gemini quick reference guide as a download. I'm Kathy Beal, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years experience. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Beal, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio and TV on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. This Monday, the conversation is a real-world look at Pluto in Aquarius and the power of collective action with Seth Sheldon, General Counsel for and United Nations Liaison for the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons. On Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I am talking about the astrology of current events with psychic Annette Dion on her Spirit Talk podcast on her YouTube channel. If you are in the Manhattan area over Memorial Day weekend, come out to Coney Island on Saturday. Late in the afternoon, I am giving a talk at Marx Fest at Coney Island, USA, about the astrology of the Marx Brothers and their relationship with their mother, Minnie, who was the prototype for the stereotype of a stage mother. I also host lively conversation on Facebook, on the page Empowerment Unlimited, and in the group The Astro Insight Lounge. I post on Instagram and Threads at @KABeal and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.